And come into your comfortable seated position. Whew. And go ahead and let your hip bones, sit bones find connection to the ground. Go ahead and wiggle side to side if you need to, and then let your hands rest on your lap. If it's comfortable, close your eyes. If not, just lower your gaze and then start to breathe in and breathe out. Slowing your breath down, taking a moment to notice. Taking a big inhale, feeling your lungs expand. And then exhale out. Take another big, deep inhale. And exhale that all out. And this next inhale, we're going to breathe in as much as we can. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. Hold it for a moment. And then slowly exhale it all out. Squeezing out every little last bit of air you might have in there. Great. All right, reach those arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms up to the ceiling, take a big stretch, maybe even wag, bend side to side. There we go. And now flip the palms back towards your head. Bring your arms down in front of you, round your spine. And then inhale back up. So exhale, round, a little cat-cow here. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale up. Spread, release your fingers, spread your fingers nice and wide. Drop your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Exhale over to the right. Breathing deeply here. Letting your elbow come down to the mat. And then gaze over your back shoulder. And then rotate up to the ceiling. Exhale, look back over your shoulder. Rotate up to the ceiling. Now pause here and bend that elbow, pulling down into that cactus arm, feeling a big stretch across your chest. One more deep, long, slow breath here. And then extend the left arm. Bring both arms up overhead. Drop the left arm down. Reach the right arm up. Exhale over to the left. We lost our music. Look back. And then open up to the ceiling. And then rotate, look back. And open up to the ceiling. And look back. And now stay open up to the ceiling and pull that arm down. Feeling the stretch across. There we go. Too many devices. And now reach back up. Both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Let your forearms come down to the mat. As you bend forward, let your hips get heavy. See if you can stretch that section of your lower back. Bringing your chest to your chin, letting your head hang heavy. And then roll up, coming all the way back up to sit straight. Nice. Go ahead and slowly make your way into your tabletop position. Spreading your fingers, pointing your fingers forward, toes pointing back. Shins are on the floor. And now drop your belly. Inhale for cat. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. And come back to neutral. So from this neutral spine, I want you to feel active, lifting your belly button up, gazing straight down, reach your right leg back behind you, and then rock back and forth over your right toes. Come back to neutral, float your right leg up behind you, hold it here, and now bend your right knee. And now see if you can make a big circle with your right knee coming forward, feeling your hip sockets start to loosen up. And try not to wobble too much over to the left. Switch directions. Big hip circle. And when you complete this last one, see if you can extend your leg back out behind you and now float your left arm forward, coming into a balance. If you need to put your toe or your finger down to help with your balance, go ahead and do that. Breathe in. On your exhale, draw your knee to your elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow, lifting your belly button up to your spine. And lengthen. Knee to elbow. And lengthen. Hold here. Extend. Imagine I'm pulling your toe and someone else is pulling your finger. Feel your spine get long. And then lower your left hand, right knee. Go ahead and shift your hips side to side. Flip your fingertips if that feels good towards your knees. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit over them. Make any little movement that you might need. All right, turn those fingertips back to the front. Reach your left toes back behind you. Rock back and forth, stretching out your calf. And now come to that center position. Float your left leg up. Bend your left knee. And make big circle with your left. So it's sort of like a fire hydrant circle thing going on. Pushing to see how big and slow you can go. After you've done 3, switch directions. Going in the other way. There might be a little bit of popping. There might be a little bit of pricking. Just work around it. And after your last one, extend your leg back behind you, finding that floating space. Reach your right arm forward. Get long from your fingertips to your toes. Draw your belly button up to your spine. And then exhale, draw your knee to your elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. One more time, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Lower your hands and knees. Turn your fingertips to the outer edges of your mat. Maybe rock side to side. Checking in on your wrists and your forearms. And now turn your fingertips back to the front. Walk your hands one handprint forward. Curl your toes under. And slowly peel yourself up into your downward facing dog. From this down dog, I want you to check in. Are your arms hip distance apart? Are your arms shoulder distance apart? Are your feet hip distance apart? Reach your hips up behind you. Can you get your head in between your arms? Take a breath here. And now slowly, one vertebrae at a time, like a wave, ripple roll all the way forward into your plank. Hold here. Spread your shoulder blades apart. And now we're gonna lower all the way down to our stomachs, nice and slow. Untuck our toes. Come on up to a baby cobra. Look over your left shoulder, gentle with your neck. Come through center, look over your right shoulder. Come back to center, lower your forehead down, and then either press straight back up or come through child's pose into your downward facing dog. In your down dog, check back in. Let your heels get heavy. Reach your hips up. Inhale, roll forward one vertebra at a time, back into that plank position, gazing straight down. Lower your knees, hug your elbows in by your side, lower your chest and chin, untuck your toes, baby cobra. Think about your elbows pulling back towards your hips. Nice, relaxed necks, good. And then press up through tabletop into your downward facing dog. Let your heels get heavy and see if you can lift your toes up off the mat, finding a deep stretch in the backs of your calves. And now ripple roll forward into high plank. You can lower all the way down. You can lower knees, chest, chin, or if you're ready, you want to explore halfway down in chaturanga. Untuck your toes, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Put your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee into your chest. Slide your right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee down. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms up. Exhale your hips forward, crescent lunge. Keeping your arms reaching up to the ceiling. Start to shift your weight back. Flex your right toes. Reach forward, nice long spine. Digging that right heel into the mat with a little wobbly. And now come back into that crescent lunge. Float your fingers down, curl your toes back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Hold it here. Slide your left foot up between your hands. Lower your right knee down. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms up. Breathe in. Exhale your hips forward. Crescent lunge. Keeping your arms up in the sky. Shift your hips back. Flex your left toes. Reach forward. Flat back. Breathe here. One more breath. And now roll forward onto your left foot, back into that crescent lunge. Float your fingers down, step back into downward facing dog. And breathe. One more breath. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee into your chest. Hold it here. Hold it for one more breath. And now slide your right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee down, untuck your toes, reach your arms up, crescent lunge. And now this time as you shift your hips back, float your hands all the way down to the floor, flex your right toes. See if you can sit your hips back a little bit further, lengthen, and on your exhale, round forward, bringing your nose closer to your knee. Now notice if your hips are over to the left, and see if you can square them back off to the right. Nice, everyone. Good corrections. And now roll back forward, plant your hands, step back into downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Nice. All right, float that left leg up behind you. Draw the left knee into your chest. Hold here. Press the mat away from you. And now slide that left foot up between your hands. Lower your right knee down, untuck your toes, reach your arms up. Breathe into this crescent lunge. And now exhale your fingers down as you shift your hips back, digging your left heel into the ground. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Now notice again in this fold, are you shifting to the right? Square your hips back to the mat. You might feel the stretch move a little bit into your outer hip. And then walk your hands forward on either side of your left foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee to the outer edge of your right arm. And then step your right foot to the outer edge of your right foot. Lower your left knee down. Bring your hand to your right inner thigh. Gently press it away, opening up. Breathe here. And now bring your hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Float your left leg up behind you. Bring your left knee to the outer edge of your left arm. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Lower your right knee down. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh and gently press it open. Breathe here. Step back to downward facing dog. Couple breaths. Let your heels get heavy. Lengthen your spine. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee to the outer edge of your right arm. Hold it. Step your right foot to the outer edge of your right foot. Maybe this time you keep your left knee lifted and you reach up to the sky, twisting open. Beautiful. Feel your left heel pull back behind you. Bring your right hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee to the outer edge of your left arm. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your outside of your left hand. Keep your right knee lifted. Twist up to the left. Breathe here. Bring your left hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Gaze forward at your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Let your head hang heavy. Gently bend your knees. And then as you press down through the bottoms of your feet into the mat, start to roll up one vertebra at a time, engaging your lower belly to protect your lower back as you slowly come all the way up to stand. Nice. All right, let's do some sun salutations. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right leg back, step your left leg back. Now we went through the 3 different options, lower all the way down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. So vinyasa your way. Coming into a baby cobra or upward facing dog. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. And breathe. Float your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot forward. Pause here. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, palms touch. And then exhale, right back down again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back to meet it. Vinyasa your way. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Float your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot all the way forward. Step your left foot up to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, right back down again. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot back. Pause here. Breathe in, reach your arms up. Exhale your hands down. Step back to plank. Vinyasa your way. Downward facing dog. Float your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot forward. Pause here. Reach your arms up. Exhale your hands down. Step your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, right back down again. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Pause. Inhale up, high lunge. Exhale down. Step back to plank. Vinyasa your way. Meet in downward facing dog. Put your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot forward. Pause. Reach your arms up, high lunge. Exhale your hands down. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale your hands down by your side. Take a breath. Take a pause. With our feet parallel, go ahead and reach your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Extend your pointer finger up to the ceiling. Breathe in. On your exhale, you're going to press down into your right foot and bend over to the right. Now, as you're bending to the right, press down with your left foot to deepen the stretch. Take one more breath there. Push your hips out. See if you can go just a little bit deeper. Nice. And then come all the way up. Release the grip. Switch, other thumb on top. Release the pointer fingers. Reach up. Press down with the left foot. Bend to the left. Press down to deepen it with the right foot. Breathe in, and on your exhale, bump the hips to the right. Little bit further. Nice. Come back up to center. Release your hands down by your side. All right. Let's build a flow. We'll go through it 3 times. We'll keep it interesting. All right. Bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Vinyasa your way, or if you're feeling like nice and warm, you can skip it all together and meet us in downward facing dog. Breathing here, letting your heels get heavy. Finding stillness for a couple breaths. And then float the left leg up behind you. Slowly draw the left knee to your chest. Slowly shift forward. Slowly place the left foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your right heel down, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Reach your arms up, warrior one. Breathe here. Open your arms a little bit into a V shape so that you can twist your chest a little bit more forward, and then straighten your front leg. Bend back down. Sit a little bit lower. Without moving your lower body, open into your warrior two. Now, maybe you have to adjust your feet. That happens. It's fine. Move your feet. Gaze out over your left fingertips. Straighten your leg, bring your arms to touch overhead, and then exhale, melt right back down again. Imagine you're being pulled from either finger, reaching those arms front and back. Gaze over your left fingertips. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. So either let your right arm sit on the back of your right leg or bring it around your back for a half bind. By taking the half bind, you're really starting to work your torso, taking out that need to lean back on your leg. Breathe here. Come back to warrior two, straighten the left leg, bring your fingertips to touch overhead again. And then exhale back into your warrior two. Bend your left arm, place it on your left thigh, reach your right arm up and over. Breathe here. Think about twisting your chest open to the side. If available, gaze up at the ceiling past your right bicep. One more breath here. And cartwheel back into warrior two. Straighten your left leg, turn your toes towards the hallway. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your hands, and then reach your palms down and away from you. Exhale, fold forward. And as you fold forward, think about lifting your arms away from you. Nice, Anna. Nice. Pressing into the outer edges of your feet, keeping your knees soft. Still thinking about lifting that belly button up. Release your hands to your hips. Maybe massage your hip bones a little bit. And then squeezing your hips. Press down as you hinge back up to stand. Open into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here, letting your heels get heavy, your hips reach up and back behind you. Float your right leg up behind you. Slowly bend the right knee. Slowly draw it towards your chest. Slowly come into plank. And then place your right foot up between your hands. Turn your left foot down. Reach your arms up, warrior one. Breathe here. Open your arms into a V. See if you can twist your torso just a little bit more to the right. Straighten your front leg and then sit back into your warrior one, maybe even a little bit deeper. Keeping your lower body as is, twist and open to the left. Nice. Straighten your front leg, let your fingertips tap overhead, and then exhale back into your warrior two. Reach those fingertips away from you. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Ooh, a little wobbly. Adjust your feet if you need to. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Maybe you bring your left arm around for that half bind, really focusing on lifting up and back through the waist. Nice. Once more, one more breath. And then come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, tap your hands overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Bend your right arm, place it on your right thigh, reach your left arm up and over. Twist and rotate through your torso, maybe gazing up at the ceiling. One more breath here. Come back to warrior two, straighten your front leg, turn your toes to face the windows, bring your hands behind you, interlace other thumb on top if you can think about that. Reach your arms behind you and then stretch forward. Reaching your chest forward as you slowly come all the way down. Think about your knuckles reaching up and away from your hips, pressing into the outer edges of your feet. Breathing here. Release the tension in your jaw. Maybe that little spot between your eyeballs, between your forehead, your eyebrows. And now release your grip and slowly bring your hands to your waist. Squeezing your hips as you press down with your hands to lift yourself back up to stand. Turn your right toes out, come back into your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, upward facing dog, beautiful. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Letting those heels get heavy. So now we're gonna float the left leg up behind us, bend the left leg, open the knee, open the hip. Once your knee is facing up to the ceiling, rotate your ankle in one direction and then rotate your ankle in the other direction. Now I'd like you to square your hips back down to the floor and re-extend that left leg back behind you. Beautiful. Draw the left knee slowly in towards your chest, into plank, and then slide the left foot up between your hands. Turn your right foot down, press into the outer edge of your right foot, reach your arms out and up, warrior one. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, extend your arms back behind you, maybe gaze up a little bit. Exhale, fold forward, devotional warrior. Reaching your knuckles to the ceiling, the crown of your head down to the floor. Your left shoulder can sit on your left thigh if that's available. Drop your right hip down to the floor. One more breath here, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Imagine someone pulling your knuckles to lift your torso back up. Gently release the grip of your hands and then reach your arms up, warrior one. Open into warrior two. Straighten your front leg, fingertips touch overhead. Exhale back into warrior two. We're gonna do that a few more times. So lengthen and straighten, engage those inner thighs, melt back down. One more, reach up. Exhale, melt back down. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Stay here, take the half bind. Straighten your front leg this time. Keep reaching back. And now cartwheel yourself all the way down into triangle. Left hand down, right arm up. Extend the right arm up to the ceiling. Nice, Marnie. Reach the arm up. One more breath here. We're going to stand up, back into warrior two. Bend your left arm, place it on your left thigh, reach your right arm up and over. Breathe here. Bring both hands down to the inside of your left foot. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, coming into a side lunge or skandasana, whatever you want to call it. So you're, yep. Left toes to the ceiling. Your right heel can be on the floor or off the floor, depending on where you are. And now place your right hand down on the ground and reach your left arm up. Maybe you can take a little bit of a side bend. As you come out of this, you're going to walk your hands across, shifting your weight back to your front foot. Come back into a low lunge. Slide your left foot back. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here in down dog. Float your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee, twist your knee up, open to the ceiling. Opening your hip, and now rotate your ankle in one direction and in the other direction. Extend the right leg out behind you. As slow as you can, bend the right knee. Draw the right knee into your chest. Come forward into plank. And now slide that right foot up between your hands. Turn your left foot down. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your arms out and up, warrior one. Bring your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, left thumb on top maybe, or opposite thumb. Open your chest up to the ceiling by feeling like your fingers are pulling down towards your left heel. And then exhale, fold forward. Pressing evenly into your right foot and the outer edge of your left foot for balance. Reach your knuckles up to the ceiling. Let your right shoulder rest on your right knee, crown of the head down to the floor. Drop your left hip just a little bit. And then as if you're being pulled by your knuckles, lift your chest back up. Slowly release the grip, reach your arms back up, warrior one. And then open to the side, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, fingertips touch. Adjust your feet if you need to. Exhale back into your warrior two. Lift up. Exhale back down. One more time, lift up. Exhale back down. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Breathe here. Straighten that front leg, peaceful triangle. And now extend your arms away from you as you slowly cartwheel yourself forward. Right hand on block, shin, floor. Reach the left arm up to the ceiling. Think about stacking your hips. Pull your left hip back. Shift your right hip under. Rotate your chest. Breathe here. One more breath. And then lift up out of this, coming into your warrior two. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. Lift your left arm up and over. And breathe. We're going to bring our hands down. We're going to walk our hands towards our back foot, bending our back knee, stretching and lengthening our right leg nice. Left heel on the ground or lifted, whatever works in your body. Right toes reaching up to the ceiling. Plant your left hand, twist, open to the right, reaching up. Little bit of a back bend here. And then slowly walk your hands back. One hand on either side of your right foot, low lunge. Slide your right foot back. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Heels heavy, hips lifted. Pointer fingers pointing away from you, pressing into your fingertips, your knuckles, the outer edges of your hand. Think about rotating your elbow, eyeballs up towards the ceiling. And now float that left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open your hip. Maybe you can look under your left armpit. And then slowly draw your left knee to the outer edge of your left arm, and then swing it underneath you. Press the floor away from you. Slide your left foot up between your hands. Little bit of strength. Turn your right heel down. Reach your arms up. Warrior one. Straighten your front leg. Pull your arms down. Inhale, lengthen and straighten. Exhale, pull down. Think about pulling your right hip forward, left hip back. One more time, reach up. Exhale, shift down. Turn your torso, open your arms to the side, warrior two. Gaze out over your left fingertips. Sit a little bit lower. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Find that half bind. Reach back, stretch. Keeping that half bind, reach your left arm up and then hinge forward, coming into triangle with that right arm behind your back. It might throw your balance off a little bit. If you need to reach your right arm up to the air, please go ahead and do that. Take one more breath here. Now everyone extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Come on up. Sit back into warrior two. Bend your left palm, place your left arm on your left leg, reach your right arm up and over. Get nice and long. Maybe you can slide your left hand down to the floor. Maybe you can take a half bind with that right arm behind your back. Keep your chest open. One more breath here. And then exit into warrior two. Straighten your left leg, turn your toes towards the hallway, bring your heels in, bend your arms, sit into your goddess pose. So toes out, hips down, arms up. If you prefer arms at heart center, go ahead and do that. If you prefer a little side to side swaying in your goddess, go ahead and do that. This should feel somewhat good. I'm not going to say great, but somewhat like, okay. And then reach your arms up, exhale, warrior two, back to the front of your mat. Cartwheel your hands down, step back to plank, go through your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, baby cobra, downward facing dog. Nice. Back into that down dog. Arms are shoulder distance apart, pointer fingers pointing away from you, pressing into your knuckles, your fingertips, the outer edges of your hand. Rotate those upper arm bones. Float your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee, open your hip. Keeping that hip open, can you drag your knee through the air to the outer edge of your right arm? And then let your knee come back into the center of your chest. Press the mat away from you, slide the right foot up between your hands. Turn your left foot down, reach your arms out and up, warrior one. Breathe here. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, pull your arms down. As you're doing this, lengthen and straighten. Think about pulling that right hip back. Come back down. One more. Exhale down. Hold here. Turn your torso. Extend your arms, warrior two. Sit a little bit lower. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Breathe here. Straighten your front leg. Keep reaching back. Keep that half bind. Reach your right arm all the way forward towards me, bringing your hand down to the mat. Staying in that half bind, turning your torso, lining up your hips, pressing into your big toe, your pinky toe, and the heel of your right foot, the outer edge of your left foot. One more breath here, and then come back into your warrior two. Bend your right arm, reach your left arm up and over. Maybe you bring your right hand down to the ground. Maybe you bring your left arm into a half bind. Keep opening that chest up. Nice. One more breath. And then exit out, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn your toes towards the street, bring your heels in, bend your arms coming into goddess. Again, arms in cactus, heart center, whatever feels good for you. Relax your shoulders. Maybe sway side to side. Sit a little bit lower. One more breath. And then exit, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. We're going to float our right leg up. And then coming into pigeon, draw your right knee behind your right wrist, your leg across your mat. Slide your left leg back behind you. Check over your left shoulder that your leg is straight, your foot is not a banana. Come down onto your forearm. If it's comfortable, come all the way down. Or stack your hands. One fist on top of the other. Notice if you can release the tension from your forehead, maybe your jaw, a little fluttering of the lips. Breathe in, exhale, let your hips sink a little bit lower. Slowing your breath down. And now slowly come back up onto your forearms. And then lengthen the arms out in front of you, finding that back bend. Roll onto your right hip, swing your left leg around, left leg extended to the side. I just made mine really big so I wasn't facing the back. So you want your left leg extended out to your side, your right foot planted on the inside of that right thigh. Reach your arms out. Can you sit up tall? Relax your shoulders away. Let your left arm get heavy in front of your left leg. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Breathe in, exhale, reach your right arm over towards your toes. One more breath here. And then bring your right arm all the way back behind you. Swoosh your left arm up. Come into Stargazer. And then from Stargazer, make your way back into Downward Facing Dog. Gracefully, ungracefully, however you want to get there. And then put your left leg up. Nobody's looking. Lift your left leg up. Draw your left knee behind your left wrist. Slide your right leg back behind you. Look over your right shoulder. Make sure that leg is straight, that the bottom of the shoelace portion of your foot is pressing into the mat. And then slowly come down onto your forearms. And then all the way down if that is comfortable for you. Maybe lift your right leg, make sure your kneecap is facing down. Let your left hip get heavy. Open and close your jaw to get rid of that extra tension. And then come back up onto your forearms. Lengthen your arms. Take a little back bend. Roll onto your left hip. Swing your right leg around. Right leg open to the side. Left foot on your right inner thigh. Reach your arms out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Drop your right arm on the inside of your right leg. Reach your left arm up and over. Breathe here. And then bring the left hand behind you. Swoosh the right arm up. And sit back down. Swing both legs out in front of you, feet on the floor, toes pointing away from you. I invite you to join me in a slow roll down of 10, 9. Feel free to skip it and go straight down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back of the head on the mat. Palms face down. Slide the feet so they're hip distance apart. You can just tickle your heels. We'll do 2 bridges. So on your first bridge, go ahead and start to peel your hips up to the ceiling, lifting up, chest up. Interlace your fingers behind your back if that feels good for you. Shimmy your shoulders together. But notice if when you did that, you shifted all the weight into your heels and now press back down into your big toe and your pinky toe and lift your hips a little bit higher. 3 slow breaths here. And then release your hands and slowly come back down. So for our second back bend, you can take another bridge. You can put a block underneath your sacrum. You can lift your legs up to the ceiling, or you can take full wheel if that is in your practice. I'm going to do a second bridge tonight. So go ahead and lift your hips back up, pressing your big toes down. Interlace your fingers if that feels good. Shimmy your shoulders together. Think about your chin reaching up to the ceiling and your chest reaching up to your chin. Take 3 long, slow breaths here. And then slowly come out. Bring your knees to touch the feet to the outer edges of your yoga mat. Bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Let your knees windshield wiper right to left. And if there's any other last minute movement you want to take, I do that every week. You need to take a happy baby or a recline twist or anything like that. You can go ahead and do that now. And then when you're ready, slowly extend your arms and legs away from you and move into your Shavasana. I'm going to come around with some lavender oil for Shavasana adjustments. If that is something you do not want to participate in, place one hand on your stomach and I'll know to give you your space. Let the back of your head get heavy. Let your shoulders get heavy. Let your hips get heavy. Let your calves get heavy. Let your heels get heavy. Let your fingers splay open. Let your toes relax. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Pop a little bit of space in your mouth between your jaw. And when you're ready, reach your arms overhead, coming into a big stretch. And then slowly roll onto one side. Taking your time, we're going to pause here, let the blood flow adjust. And then slowly come up into a comfortable seated position. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Feel your heartbeat, feel the breath. Feel your life force moving around inside of you. Thank yourself for making this time today. Acknowledge yourself and the hard work you put in. I thank you all for allowing me to lead you through this practice. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Namaste.